It's so cold. The lens keeps fogging up as I'm trying to talk. Look, the lens keeps fogging up. I was scraping the ice off the van this morning. Look at the lens. I'm so sorry. I've got to say a very big thank you, first of all, to Monty. Monty's Classic Motorcycles. What a guy. That timing gear that we found was damaged. One of the teeth was damaged on last episode. Monty had watched the episode, and before I'd even called him to try and get a new one, Monty had already gone out to his stores, found an old used one, cleaned it up, got it ready for me. So as soon as I called, he was like, yep, got it here, it's already in a bag for you, it's all done. Love it. So the new gear is here, it's on the bike, it fits, and now the engine spins freely, so that was the problem. I'll be throwing that other gear as far as I can throw it down the car park. Now I've got the engine in, we're able to kick it over, which means we can actually read the current coming off of the alternator. The power it gives out, which means we can make the wiring loom. Well, luckily, you're not going to have to look at my face very much in this episode because Brother Dan is coming up. My brother is very good at electrics in general, and I am the complete opposite. I don't understand it at all. I know the rest of the engine isn't together, but we're going to look over that for now. And just whilst I've got Brother Dan able to come down, he's given up a day of his time, which is very rare. I just wanted to jump at the chance and get the wiring loom built. I went online and found this company called Vintage Supplies. If you have not heard of them and you have an old car and you need anything electrical, my goodness, they have got everything you need. I was able to buy the really nice old fabric sort of cord covered cable, all of the nice bullet connectors for the ends, the bitumen sort of covered fabric as a sleeve to go over the edge of the outer sort of conduit, I guess, of the electrical cables. They've got everything, and I called them up. It was quite embarrassing, to be honest. I called them up. I was like, I don't even know what I need. I don't know what coloured wires I need. I don't really know how much I need. I don't know the run of the wires. I don't know if they're going to go front to back and then back again, so I don't know how long I need them. But the guys at Vintage Supplies were so helpful, honestly. The coils, the electronic ignition kit, we're going to try and do it all. This electronic ignition kit is by Boyer Branston, and it's thanks to you guys actually for recommending them. I went to meet them, they're only up the road from here, not far in Maidstone, and what a helpful bunch of people. Very, very comprehensive instructions, wiring diagrams. It actually says which coloured wire, what is what. It's not just the red wire goes there, it actually tells you what that red wire is. So if you've got a classic bike, get in touch with Boyer Branson and they'll sort you out. If any of you are new to the channel, you might not have met Brother Dan before. He is, well, he's my brother, not a monk, he's just Brother Dan, because we've got Dan filming, Dan who edits the videos, and Brother Dan, who is an electronic engineer. He's very, very clever, which is quite annoying, but Dan doesn't really want to be on camera, so I set up a few time lapses, got some nice little shots of some nice long shots of just both of us working away. I quite quickly realised that Dan was ready to wire things up and ready running cables and stuff, but everything needed brackets making. The coils needed brackets making, power box, this other box, the ignition box, all of these things have just boxes with sort of holes, but none of them fitted anywhere on the bike, and I wanted to hide them up inside the seat and under the tank, and I had to make all these brackets. So I was frantically welding, making brackets and bending up bits of metal to try and make sort of bits to hold stuff, whilst Dan was next to me working out routing and which wires going where and which colours to use. So this is the bracket I've been making. Beautiful bracket, isn't it, Dan? Beautiful.
Best I've ever seen.
Yeah. That's holding this, I don't know what we're calling that, the power box apparently. And then power going along there to the coils, well not to the coils, from the coils, and then up to the headlight. Cool, there's a lot going on in there, isn't there? Why are there so many wires over there? Oh, because there's another box. That's like the ignition box.
Yeah. This isn't it?
Well, look, the number's changing.
Yeah, they're nice there.
What are you hoping for?
Well, even more than 12. I thought it'd be loads.
More than 12?
I thought it'd be loads.
It's not even 4.
Let me try with your foot. Yeah.
But the engine's not but with him.
I'm surprised it didn't bring in the stuff. Yeah, back to
4.5.
Yeah, maybe you can work some bloody miracle from that. See it's fine.
I know you'd leave me to die on the road. I know you'd leave me out here in the cold. I know you'd leave me with a load of nothing to my name. And if you had a second chance, you'd do it again.
By midday, we were well on the way. Looked like most of it was going to be done. We were flying ahead. Oh, a little problem there, the brake light switch there, where's that going to go? Like mounting the brake light switch, another problem, another bracket I had to make. There was just a lot, but it was good fun, really good fun. And it went really well, other than it being freezing, freezing cold. So massive thank you to brother Dan for coming up and giving us a hand. He's left me in a very good position. The bike is looking really good. And I've just got today to just I've spent some time already this morning just tinkering around quite calmly, just making sure push rod tubes, push rods, trying to find top dead center on the engine. I've been looking at the timing basically. That electronic ignition kit from Boyer Branston, my goodness, it went together really, really well. Dan did not have a problem with any of it. I've just finished the ignition and I kicked it over. It took a few goes, I don't know why, but I just saw a little spark from the spark plug. That's looking good. I haven't filmed the timing side of things because I'm not super confident with it. I did actually have to call the guys at Boyer Branston and they were so helpful. I literally spent like 20 minutes on the phone to them. Whether I need top dead center or 38, 37 degrees before, how I work out all that and the measurements and stuff. It got a bit complicated and I don't want people to watch this and quote me on how I did it, because at this point I don't know if it's actually right and how I've done it is correct. So I've skimmed over that bit and we'll stick to the mechanical stuff. But the electronic ignition kit, awesome. So far so good. I've made a few brackets, stuff mounted up, and I'm just tinkering and trying to close up the engine. I'm trying to get the head on. We're about to anneal the copper head gasket, which is honestly a new one on me. I would have just fitted this like this, assuming it's new. Why isn't it already soft? I don't know. Maybe it's age hardened because whilst it's sat on the shelf, I doubt it. But that's the rules, apparently. Damn it. Well, there we go, one ruined head gasket. Lovely, there we go. Right, let's get the head bolted on.
This how it's supposed to be? This can't be true. Just getting by is getting to me. Is it getting to you? I don't see you throughout my day, but I dream of you at night.
Which has then led me to my next problem. There's like an oil feed from the tank to the top of the rockers, and I'm missing two nuts, so I can't bolt that on, which means I can't completely finish that job. But the rockers are on, and as I kick it over, you can see the little rocker adjusters moving inside. Everything seems to be located as it should be and rolling over like it should be. The new timing gear from Monty is on, perfect. The oil pump is on. It's all done. It's so close, and we've actually, if I kick it over, there was a little spark. I've got a bit of an issue with the clutch. This bike, honestly, it's 2 steps forwards, 1 step back. I put all the clutch in, put the push rod through, fitted the cable to the lever, and there's way too much slack. It's almost like the inner cable is too long. So I've called Monty, our good friend. Where is it? Here. And he reckons that maybe this little ferrule bit goes on the end of the cable at the gearbox case end. He reckons that might be too short, or the push rod might be too short. I don't know. I don't know yet, but I've ordered a new one of those. I've ordered the nuts for the top. Small little fiddly silly bits. Some big news as well. Look what I've fitted to the forks. The steering stops are on. So many of you commented saying I'm an idiot for not fitting them, and it was just another thing I hadn't got round to doing. But now they're on. It's done. So the bars now no longer hit the tank. The tank is safe, don't worry. There is absolutely a fair bit more work to do. I've got the original Amal carb. I've got a rebuild kit from Monty. I just need to sit down when I've got a nice quiet half a day or so, take it all apart, give everything a really good clean, make sure it's all okay, that it's all serviceable, replace all the gaskets as necessary, and put it back together. It's another bit of a fear, rebuilding carbs. It should be okay. They're just lots of fiddly small little springs and stuff. So just need to rebuild the carb, and then I can bolt that on, hook up the throttle cable. Oh yeah, throttle cable. Oh, that's something else I need to get. But the wiring is done, and that was a massive fear of mine. So Brother Dan, thank you very much for coming up and giving me a hand. It all looks good. The fact that we've got a spark already. I can't get a shot of it because I'm on my own. I'm trying to hold the bike, kick it over, hold the camera. I can't film it. But next time someone's up here, I'll get them to film little shots so you can see it. We're nearly there. That is the end of the day for me today. I'm freezing cold and knackered, and I need the parts from Monty, which aren't going to arrive for a couple of days now. So I better end the video here. Thank you so much for watching. I promise we're nearly there and we can get on with a Porsche, finally. Maybe in the new year, might be quite a nice new year treat. But I hope you've enjoyed the project so far. Any feedback, please leave me a comment. I know you all do, I really appreciate it. You all know a lot more than me about these, but I've enjoyed learning. It's been a good journey. Thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. Take care. See you next time. A quick reminder before I go to watch Make It at Market. Coming up this week is the last week. So there's 5 more episodes, 10 more makers, very, very talented makers. It's a good week as well. They've saved some good ones for the last week. It's on every day, 4:30 BBC One. But you can obviously watch it on iPlayer later. It's on catch up. The viewing figures are really good. So thank you so much, everybody that has been tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. Everyone's over the moon. And all the makers so far have done so well. Thank you for supporting them with buying their products. But yeah, that's it. 4:30, BBC One. Make sure you stay tuned. 1 more week left. That's it. Then you can watch something else.